Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorda, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib, and a very special guest, Stephen Pryor, is with us. He is the son of Aaron Pryor, the Hawk. So there you go. You call it, what is it, the Millennium Hawk? Is that what you called yourself?
Yeah, I should call myself the Millennium Hawk.
Millennium Hawk. That's what I thought. Yeah, there we go. If you guys want to call in and ask questions, 323-870-3857. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Valdez-Stevenson fight next week and Mike Tyson getting in some trouble this week on an airplane. But first, we're going to talk about ESPN Plus, Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. Tyson Fury knocks out Dillian Whyte in the 6th round. It was obvious from the get-go that Tyson Fury was just on another level here. Whyte came out in the southpaw stance. He was dropping his left hand. Beeb, did you notice this too? That he was dropping his left hand every time he threw a punch in that first round?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Wasn't throwing any combinations. He was throwing one and done. Fury kind of did what he always does. He dictated the range. He tied up Whyte when he got close, mixed up his combination. Everything you could possibly do right, he did. In the 6th round, Fury threw a jab and then stepped in and caught Whyte with a picture-perfect uppercut. Whyte got up, stumbled around. The ref called a halt to the fight. So that was that. After the fight, Tyson Fury actually retired from the sport. Then 5 seconds later, called out UFC champion Francis Ngannou to a boxing match. I don't believe for 1 second that guy is finished here without trying to unify the division. I just don't think it's possible. Stefan, let me go to you first. You saw the fight. What was your reaction to it? What could Dillian Whyte have done differently, or could he have done anything differently?
Run. He couldn't do nothing different. Different at all because he's Tyson Fury's sparring partner. So if he was his sparring partner, of course he didn't have no. It was garbage to me. I ain't gonna lie, it was straight up garbage. He couldn't beat him. So
I agree.
I mean, I can't give him props like, yeah, if he threw the jab, nah.
It's crazy because I'm hearing people saying, I'm reading comments in the chat, Dillian Whyte didn't perform to the best of his ability. He underperformed. Again, you can do all the X's and O's you want. Some guys are just better than other guys, and these guys can fight 10 times, and Tyson Fury would beat them 10 out of 10 times because the old cliche, as it goes, styles makes fights. And you mentioned something. And I brought this up in my breakdown. You said that he's dropping his left hand, and he tends to, when he throws his left hook, he tends to dip and then come up with it. He never just shoots it from the elbow and just shoots it. He telegraphs it. He always dips down and comes up like that when he throws it, and it's a tell. And it's very easy to see that. And Tyson Fury, being as skilled as he is, he could see that. And every time he would dip, Tyson Fury would come around over the top with his hook. Right. And that's a weapon that we haven't seen a lot of, and we don't see a lot of from Tyson Fury is the hook. He's mostly throwing the jab in the right hand. But he brought something new out of the war chest last night with that check hook that he was throwing. And I think that caught Dillian Whyte off guard. I mean, Dillian Whyte is not the quickest guy in the world. I think Tyson Fury's got faster hands. Obviously, he had like a 7-inch reach advantage, 5-inch height advantage. And then when you add in that he could move better than Whyte, and he was faster than Whyte, and even on the inside, which was supposed to be Whyte's best bet, he was getting out mauled and he was getting out hustled, and he was being wrestled and thrown around on the inside, and he was getting tired because Fury, once he starts grappling with you and laying on you, he has just a way of sucking the strength out of a guy. And as the fight wore on, Whyte was getting tired. He was getting frustrated. He was breathing out of the mouth. Whyte did the best he could, man. Did the best he could. And not many others, or if any others, would have done much better than him on the night, in my opinion.
Stefan, let me ask you, what is it about the Kronk style, that Kronk gym that just takes fighters like that are really tall, like Hearns, like Lennox Lewis, and now like Tyson Fury. What is it in their style that makes these fighters successful?
Well, Emmanuel Stewart, that's his nephew is Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
That's his nephew. I met him. Real cool guy. He teach the guys to throw the jab, work off the jab. If you that tall like Thomas Hearns, he trained my brother Aaron Pryor Jr. He trained a lot of Lennox Lewis. He teach them to use that jab, the Klinkos brothers. He teach them to use that jab. See, the jab what blinds them. It sets up every shot that you need. That's any fighter. If you use that jab control the whole fight. And that's what he's been doing with Fury since day one. See, Fury been going to the Kronk's gym for many years. And he's been learning from both sides, from Sugar Hill and Emmanuel Stewart at the time when Emmanuel was living. But he teach them the first thing he teach them is the jab. Like Andy Lee, he taught him the jab. That's how Andy Lee became a champion. The jab wins the fight on, I don't care who you are. You can be a short guy and still have a jab. My father was fighting Alexis Aguero. And when he was fighting Alexis Aguero, you know what he said? He said, I couldn't go toe-to-toe with Alexis Aguero. I had to box him. I had to use my jabs, and that's how Pops beat him with that jab. So Emmanuel Stewart was actually one of my father's trainers also. And that's what Kronk's gym teach you is the jab, 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 jab. And that wins the fight. And that's what they do. They real specialize in jabbing because Thomas Hearns was one of their stables fighters too also.
Yeah. Do you think, as far as Tyson Fury goes, is he the best boxer in the heavyweight division right now? Does he beat Joshua or Usyk?
Hell
he
to the
beats either one of those guys, huh?
Hell, man, he's good. His style is awkward. You know what I mean? It's awkward when fights. My followers, they always said that. Awkwardness when fights. And Tyson Fury is very awkward, but he know what to do. You know what I mean? He know how to knock down your glove and counter punch, counter over top that. So Tyson Fury, oh yeah, he can beat Anthony Josh. He can beat all them guys. He can beat all them guys right now because he's hot. And about him retiring, he might retire and get a belt up. He be the interim champs, what they call that, the interim champ. You know what I mean? So if he come back, he can fight. He'll be number one at the top of the game to fight for the title again. He gonna get a title up. Anthony Josh gonna take over once again, champ again, and that's how it's gonna go. You know.
So he got $30 million for the fight last night. All right. Tyson Fury got $30 million for the fight last night. He's talking about fighting Francis Ngannou, the UFC guy. Now, Francis Ngannou is out of the UFC contract. He's still their champion, but he's out of the contract. Does that fight give you more than $30 million if you're Tyson Fury?
Well, exhibition. That's what it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be no real fight. You know what I mean?
Right. Tyson
Fury will beat him. You know, Tyson Fury will beat him regardless. You know, you're dealing with he don't know what's his name. What's the UFC fighter name again?
Francis Ngannou.
He can't beat Tyson Fury. That's a big money payday pay-per-view fight right there.
Beeb, do you think that makes $30 million? He can make $30 million off of that?
Oh, they can make $50 million.
Yeah, they could make a lot of money off of it. They can make a lot of money off that. The pay-per-view, they do it in Africa. Yeah, they can make a lot of money off that. And it's not even that. The fact that it's not technically a real fight and it's an exhibition, even if he gets $20 million for something like that, the risk for reward factor in that is much less than boxing, right?
Right.
There's less of a chance he's going to get hurt in that. Even though they say they're going to use the UFC gloves or whatever. With all due respect to Ngannou, I mean, I just don't see him, being a danger to Fury. Not like an Usyk or a Joshua would be. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different scenario, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. I would go along with that too. What is Fury's next move? Does he retire from here, or what does he do?
I think he steps away for a while. I think he'll probably do the rest of the SummerSlam, the WWE. I think that Ngannou fight will come off, and I think he has a lot of resentment towards Joshua and Usyk because I think that he feels as though, and this is my opinion, I think he feels as though he's was been strung along by Eddie Hearn, been strung along by Joshua, and he wanted to fight Usyk, and they wanted to fight in July, and then the whole story was, I guess he wanted to fight in between. The big thing was he just didn't want to wait as long as they wanted him to wait. And he felt as he just was frustrated with the whole situation. So at this point, he's saying, I'm going to wash my hands of it and the hell with these guys. I've already tried to deal with them in the past. And there's two sides to every story. Maybe they felt that they would, doing what was best for them, but it didn't obviously coincide with what Fury thought was the best for him. So at the end of the day, he was just frustrated with the situation of having to try to work out a deal with these guys. And he said, the hell with it. Fuck them.
What were your guys' thoughts on the undercard last night? I thought it was terrible. I thought it was probably, for a pay-per-view, it was probably one of the worst undercards they could have put together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it was a bad.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Stefan, what did you think of the undercard?
I think he froze.
The undercard, I didn't watch the undercard. I watched the main event. The undercard.
All right, Stefan, if you can hear us, you're cutting out a little bit, and we'll wait till you get to a place where the Wi-Fi is stable. I know he's walking around. Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, for sure. So, Beeb, again, do you think he comes out and fights Joshua Usyk?
I don't think he does. I think that I think he's going to hold true to his word. I think he's going to do the exhibition thing, do the WWE thing. And believe it or not, I think that, he can do movies. I just think he's going to have fun. I think he's going to have fun. He's going to enjoy his life. I think he's going to still be involved in entertainment to some degree, but I just think that he feels as though he's done all he can do in boxing. And, if he can't get mentally up for a fight with Usyk or Joshua, a lot of people think Usyk is going to beat Joshua. So say Usyk does beat Joshua. If he can't get up for an Usyk, then what's the sense of going in there and not being mentally focused or prepared, or even having the motivation or a desire to want to go in there and fight him? If you're not going to be into the fight, then you're not going to put on your best performance, and it just doesn't make sense to go through with it. Then I mean, he can make a lot of money doing other things. He can make a lot of money doing the exhibitions. He can make a lot of money doing the WWE thing. He can make a lot of money probably getting into entertainment, doing a movie or doing some type of thing where he can just go out there and have fun and not worry about taking shots and getting hurt. I'm sure he looked back at those Wilder fights, and he saw the damage that he took. And, he realizes that, if he continues to be in fights like that, then, I'm sure he's concerned about his physical health. I'm sure he's concerned about life after boxing. Right. And he wants,
I would think so.
He wants to go out with his faculties intact.
Sure.
So.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So let's go to the phones here real quick. I know Stefan's trying to get back on here, and that's all right. Let's say you're Robert. 530, you're live.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Robert, what's up?
How are you, guys?
First of all, Robbie.
Good fight yesterday.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, I sure can.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
That's okay.
First of all, Robbie, man, one of the dark days of Ringside Reporter.
Can y'all hear me?
I think, yes. One of the dark days of Ringside Reporter. One of the dark days of Ringside Reporter, Robbie, is when we had that heavyweight tournament, right? And you and Eric.
We can hear you.
Robert, shut up.
You and Eric picked Muhammad Ali over Tyson Fury in that fantasy matchup, and that was one of the dark days. That was one of the dark days of Ringside Reporter. 6'9", moves around the ring like a gazelle, can punch like a mule, right? Could fight on the inside, outside, and both of you picked Muhammad Ali, right? Because you had that nostalgia, right?
He would have won.
And I had to be the voice of reason in that show, and I had to clear it all up, and I had to speak the truth, right? You guys just wanted to say the
Joe
most
is
politically
just-
correct thing, in the because everyone looks at Muhammad Ali as the greatest, then he is the greatest. But let's just take a look at these guys head to head, man. Muhammad Ali 6'3", Tyson Fury 6'9", right? 78-inch reach going up against an 85-inch reach in Tyson Fury, right? Tyson Fury is definitely a harder puncher, right? Ali probably a little quicker on his feet. We'll give him that. Hand speed's about equal, right?
No.
Tyson
Speed's not
Fury
equal.
about equal. Tyson Fury moves
Not equal at all.
He's like a
Not even
ninja
a little
with
bit.
his hand speed.
Nope.
So how does a 6'3" version of Muhammad Ali, who lost to Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, two smaller men, slower men, right? How does he beat a giant like Tyson Fury? What you guys did that show was a disgrace. It was a disgrace, Robbie. And you know what? You need to be held accountable for the blasphemy of that.
Oh my God. I'll give you a perfect example of that. If we ever see Usyk and Fury in the ring together, that's exactly how Muhammad Ali would beat Fury.
So now you're going and picking Usyk over Fury.
Hey, Stefan, let me ask you a question here. Let me pose this because who wins in a fight, mythical fight, Ali or Tyson Fury?
Ali.
Boom. Told you.
Thank you.
He's caught up in the nostalgia and peer.
He's caught up in the nostalgia.
And
Ali kills him, son. Beeb says Tyson Fury is the GOAT. He's the greatest heavyweight to ever live. That's what Beeb says. That's his contention. He's very good.
I think
He's
Tyson
not
Fury
Ali
would
like
give
that.
anyone hell.
Sorry.
Eric, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight today, but he's not the best heavyweight of all time.
Come on, Robbie.
He's the best heavyweight today. I will go along with that.
Yeah. But if you're talking if you want to know what an Ali Fury fight would look like, if Usyk and Fury would ever fight, you would get some idea of what an Ali Fury fight would look like. Because remember, Alexander Usyk is very quick on his feet. He knows how to box. He's got good defense. I don't think the reach would bother him. He basically controlled Anthony Joshua that entire fight, and I expect Usyk to do the same thing, provided he's in a good mind frame in July. If that fight comes off, what I'm hearing is he's having difficulty with training because he's more worried about his country, and who could blame him? You know,
I almost thought that was a real bird. By the way, I'm looking over there. I'm seeing wings. I'm like, is that a? I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that can't be a real bird. I was like,
Robbie, let's not start with the propaganda already with Usyk, being worried about things. All right.
Oh, come on.
He's been cleared to fight. He's leaving his country.
You have to be realistic. His country's at war, man. You got to be realistic, okay?
But he's going to do it for his country. He's going to fight for his country.
Yeah, I don't think he beats Joshua, man.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't think he beats Joshua this time around. I think that, him coming back, you got to think, he was just in war, a month ago? And now he's coming back for training?
Exactly.
Man, I don't know that really...
Exactly.
I'll be real curious on how he looks, man. Stephen, have you ever heard anything like that where the guy comes back from war and it goes right to training and then has a fight a couple months later?
Well, he's in training right now.
Right.
Yeah,
but he was in war just like a week ago, I mean...
But the war is to him is training. So I see him beating Anthony Josh, maybe, because his mind is set on something. It's set on fighting. It's said, I ain't gonna use the word killing. I ain't gonna say that, but his mind is set on fighting a fight. You know what I mean? And that's what it takes. Like a warrior like him, he's fighting a fight. He putting things set aside, but he know he's a champ. But he know he had to go back to business. But he got that fighting in him. I like his style. I like him. He's good. He's real good. Yeah. But if Anthony Josh slip up, 2 times he gonna win that champion. I mean, he gonna win that title again. I mean, he gonna keep his title.
Well, let me ask you this, because you know firsthand with your father. Not every situation. I mean, was he always in the was everything always going great during these training camps. I'm sure life throws a curveball at you every now and then. For every fight, that it wasn't perfect conditions, right? And being a fighter, you have to overcome that. Could you name a time where maybe your dad was training for a big fight and maybe there was something on his mind or there was something outside? I'm not going to ask you to describe what it is. I mean, that's personal, but can you look back on his career where he was in a tough situation mentally while preparing for a fight, and how did he respond to that?
Well, I'm glad you said that. When he told me when he was training, no sex. He was worried about his money, how he was getting played with his money. At that time, wife problems, going through wife problems in training camp. But he stayed focused. He stayed focused, especially when you're in fighting mode. You stay away from women. And he was very disciplined when it's time to fight. He took it serious. He's always just tell me, take it serious, no sex, do not have no sex, stay focused, stay away from distractions, So that's how he became great. He was very disciplined, very, very disciplined. So
well, sometimes when you are going through something, the training and the boxing kind of takes your mind off it, right? It's kind of an escape. It's kind of a release. It's kind of therapy, no?
It is because he get in the ring, want to take it out on his opponent. So
you want to do it to Robbie every now and then. I'm a weasel.
Yeah, silly, man. But now,
Robert, are you going to take this from him? Are you going to take being called a weasel? I mean, what are you going to do here?
No, I'm not going to take being called a weasel.
There you go.
Joe's in a different atmosphere lately. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with him, but that's all right.
Go ahead, Robbie. What'd you think of the fight yesterday, man?
Yeah. Seriously, the fight it turned out to be a lot of what I expected. I didn't think Dillian Whyte had much of a chance. And especially when I saw him come out in the first round and only throw one punch at a time, I'm thinking to myself, oh, you're so upset that you're only getting $8 million. You're not going to put in much of an effort.
Oh,
and that's
he tried his best, Robbie. He tried his best. You don't know he didn't put in much of an effort.
No, I don't think that's the case, man. I think that I think he did the best he could. I really do. I don't think and Stefan alluded to it earlier. There's nothing that White could have done last night. Short of bring a gun into the ring, there's nothing he could have done.
Oh, it was a poor.
White normally throws. He normally throws more combinations. We didn't see him throwing hardly any combinations.
How can you throw more combinations when you got a jab? When you got a guy standing from across the turnbuckle and just sticking his arm out there and he can hit you from freaking 10 feet away because it's got such a long reach.
That's a hard guy to fight.
That
is a hard guy to fight.
That's true,
Robbie. Don't try to oversimplify things.
True. I didn't think about that. Game? You're right.
This is a video game, Robbie? You just hit the X's and O's here?
Oh, stop it, Beeb.
Anyway, the main event was it turned out the way I thought it would. Congratulations to Tyson Fury. Whatever he decides to do,
he's probably not listening.
It's okay with me. I don't believe he's going to retire, but we'll wait and see.
I think he's going to retire, man.
He ain't retiring.
He's retiring, man.
He ain't retiring.
No,
all right, Robbie, we're going to get running.
I don't believe it.
He's not retired. There's no way, right?
I hope you DVR'd
all those
that
millions
yesterday.
On the table.
I hope you DVR'd that yesterday, Eric, because that's going to be the last memory you see of Tyson Fury. Man.
All those millions of dollars. He unretired like 5 seconds after he retired.
He's going to be fighting exhibitions, man.
He's going to go to Dubai and fight an exhibition with
He's going to be in Expendables 25. Don't worry about
it. He's 32, right?
Fury, yeah, I think
32,
so. Isn't he?
32 years old, man.
He's still young.
It's going out on top.
Yeah, he's still young. He's still young. He can take 2 years off and come back, gentlemen. You know what I mean? That's what he's gonna do.
Usyk is 35. He's gonna be 36 in January 17th. I think he's born the same day as Muhammad Ali, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
It's insane, man. It's insane. All right, let's talk about the fights next week. We got the big one. Las Vegas, ESPN and ESPN Plus. Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, 12 rounds for the WBO junior lightweight title. And of course, Valdez's WBC junior lightweight title. Keyshawn Davis on the undercard versus Esteban Sanchez, 6 rounds. Keyshawn Davis, a former Olympian. Nico Walsh Ali. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but Nico Walsh is actually related to Muhammad Ali. That's his grandson. In case they don't tell you on ESPN the other 50 times. He's going to face Alejandro Ibarra, 4 rounds. And then let's see here. In New York, on the zone, we got Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, 10 rounds for Taylor's WBC. She's got all the titles. So it's going to be a, unification fight. Jesse Vargas versus Liam Smith on that undercard. And Franchon Cruz Dezern versus Eileen Cederos, 10 rounds for Cruz Dezern, WBC and WBO super middleweight titles. And Gao Yafai, also the Olympic medalist for the UK, is also on the undercard. So let's see here. Let's talk about this Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez fight. We've got a pie bet on this, Beeb. I've got a pie bet with Chandler M. I think Shakur is washing Oscar Valdez. I don't even think this fight is close, I'll be honest with you. I will be surprised if it's an 8-4 fight. I'm looking at like a 9-3, 10-2 type of fight here, man. I don't think that Oscar Valdez is going to do much to Shakur. Shakur is too quick. He's going to keep him off balance all night. You can't mess with the speed, man. You just cannot mess with his type of speed.
Speed, the movement. And you know what he showed me against in his last fight against, what's his name there? Jamal Herring. Yeah. He showed me that he could fight a little bit on the inside. And he went to war with him a little bit on the inside. And, he took it to him and he got the knockout. And most people expected him to just outbox Jamal Herring with his footwork, his speed, using the perimeter, the outside, and keeping him at a distance. But he went in there and he took it to him, ripped body shots, was going up there with short uppercuts on the inside. So I would not be surprised if Shakur Stevenson possibly gets a late stoppage next week, because I can see Valdez, who gets frustrated sometimes in fights. We saw him getting frustrated against Conceição, and he was lunging in, being a little bit overzealous, and wasn't really great, being defensively responsible in that fight, right? Because the movement was really bothering him. He kept changing the angles. He wouldn't stand in front of him, kept forcing Valdez to have to reset his feet. Now imagine a guy like Stevenson who could do that 10 times better, with all due respect, than Conceição can, because I think he's on another level than Conceição, as talented as Conceição is, but he moves better than Conceição, and he's quicker on his feet. And, just the way that he's able to just change up the look, the way he sets up his combinations, and how accurate he is, and the counter puncher that he is. This is a guy that can beat you moving forward and a guy that can beat you moving backward. So I don't see what Valdez can do unless he lands something big and changes the fight. But I don't know. It's hard to pin a guy like Shakur Stevenson down. Now that I know that he can fight on the inside a bit, and he added that little wrinkle and showed me that little wrinkle. Before, we were very critical of him. We said, he was just throwing pity-pat, get-off-me type punches. He wasn't sitting down on shots. But now that he's made a commitment to sitting down on these shots, now he's made a concerted effort that, I'm going to make these guys respect me. I'm going to go out there and try to hurt these guys. I'm not going to go out there and play tag with these guys. I think this is going to be a hell of a fight. I just think the speed kills, and that's going to be the determining factor in it, is the speed. Definitely. I think he's going to be getting off first, and he's going to beat him on the front foot and as well on the back foot. It's going to be a nightmare style for Oscar Valdez, in my opinion. It was very front foot heavy.
Stefan, what are your thoughts on this fight, the Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez?
Well, I like Stevenson, but I hope he don't get caught with one of them punches Valdez got. So if he get caught with one of them punches, might be a short night, but I like Stevenson. But if Valdez, if he bully him and take it to him, slow him down, slow that speed down, go to his body, I see Valdez doing his thing. I just can't count him out that quick, because he's a hard puncher. He's determined. he fight like Roberto Duran. That's who he fight. Like he remind me of Roberto Duran. But Stevenson got to if his back get on that rope, it's over. So that's my opinion on that. If he on that rope all night, if he don't keep Valdez in the middle of that ring, it's over for Stevenson. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be Valdez's best shot to trap Stevenson in the corner. Definitely.
I think Stevenson's got too good of footwork to even get pinned on those ropes by that guy. I don't think that guy has the footwork to corner him. I really don't.
I think Stevenson will turn him. I think he'll be turning him. He'll be spinning out of those corners. He's just a tough guy to pin down. And again, another thing he showed me in that Jamal Herring fight is he's pretty strong. He's pretty strong as well. He was grabbing Herring and he was
walking Herring around.
He's grabbing him and kind of walking him and maneuvering him around and pushing him back, releasing the clinch and punching real quick off the clinch. I think there's a lot more to Stevenson than meets the eye. I think he's still young. I think he's going to continue to get better. And, now I see him starting to settle into this pro style where early on he still had a lot of the amateur type mentality of just, points boxing basically. Now he realizes that I got to get these guys' attention. I got to get their respect. And I can still box, but I can also switch it up a little bit and stand and fight when I need to. And he's a lot more stronger than I thought, and he hits a lot harder than he was showing earlier in his career. He's actually starting to hurt these guys.
That speed kills, man. That speed kills. It really does. He's too quick. And listen, man, Valdez isn't fighting Miguel Berchelt, man. It's not Berchelt in front of him. It's a whole different animal.
Yep.
Whole different animal. This guy's going to move. This guy's going to be quick. It's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be difficult for Valdez to catch him.
And Valdez did not look great against Conceição. A lot of people thought he lost that fight.
He's a streaky fighter, though, in the sense that he won't look like he'll have problems with one fighter, like the whoever he fought before Berchelt. I thought he had some issues with. And then he goes in there and just ices Berchelt. I mean, they had a picture-perfect game plan for Berchelt.
Yeah.
So if he did that once, is it possible he can do it again? Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, I think everybody's got a blueprint, man.
I think Stefan's right. I mean, we shouldn't write him off, but I'm going to have to go with Shakur here, man.
Yeah, I think I am too.
I like Shakur here.
I'm going to go with Valdez, y'all. I'm going to go with Valdez.
All right. It's not unanimous. We got a split decision here. All right. What about the one in New York? The two ladies fighting.
Come on, Eric. Show them respect, man.
I didn't say nothing. I said the
Show
two
them
ladies.
At least name them. Come on, man.
Come on. I was going to give their name.
You and your misogyny, man. Come on, the two ladies.
Stop it. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. I like Serrano in this one. I think Serrano.
Wow.
They're both really well schooled. I think Serrano. I think Serrano may be a little bit stronger than Taylor here, though. In all things equal, they're both really good boxers. They're both very technical. I just think Serrano is going to pack a bigger punch, and I think that will be the difference here in this fight.
It's a tough fight. It's going to be a very competitive fight. I hope it lives up to the hype. I really do, because this is being labeled and branded as the best female fight of all time. So it's got a lot of hype surrounding it, and there's a lot of pressure on both of these ladies to perform. And the thing is Serrano has been bouncing around weights a lot, and she's been fighting a lot more in the lighter weight classes. Will she have that power at 135? Enough power to keep Katie Taylor honest, because Katie Taylor is a volume puncher. She's constantly comes forward. She's got a very heavy jab. And, when she lands that jab, it lands like a right hand. You could see her snapping her opponent's head back, pushing them, knocking them off balance, and stepping in hard behind that jab with the right hand and going right to the body. She just flows with those combinations. And she throws a lot more punches, I think, than Serrano. So, there's going to be a lot of pressure being applied by Katie Taylor on Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano, I think, is going to be fighting off the back foot a lot. The question is, with Serrano's slick style, will she be able to run Katie Taylor into some counters, or will Katie Taylor take her legs away when she gets inside and starts whipping those body shots? So we'll see. But
Stefan, who do you like in this one?
I think so. I think Taylor could probably gonna outwork her and get a decision.
Okay. Stefan, who do you like in this one?
Well, I saw her fight maybe once. I like her style. I go with Taylor.
See, you know why you only saw her fight once, Beam? He's not a big fan of women's boxing either. I told you.
Come
Who
on,
cares?
Man. You gotta show the ladies respect,
I didn't
man.
say anything, man. I ain't saying.
Don't try to corrupt him now, man. Don't try to corrupt him. Don't bring him down to your level.
I'm just saying. You saying it?
This whole strength in numbers thing you got going, man. It ain't gonna work, brother.
Saying.
Just like you and Robbie tried to double team me in that fantasy tournament, right?
Yeah, right. You're the only one to pick Fury over Ali, by the way, ever. Like in the history of boxing, all right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of nostalgia going on out there. A lot of peer pressure.
What's the matter with you?
Guys, listen to Teddy Atlas too much.
Hold on. You pick Fury over Ali? What
6'9".
age though? What's the age?
Well, here's the thing.
Ali was 70, and then Fury was like 30.
The Ali that fought Joe Frazier in the second fight, Tyson Fury would beat that Ali, and I'll tell you why. When Ali started getting up there, Ali was better when he was lighter, but as he got older, he started weighing like 220, 225, 230ish sometimes. Like you get into the mid to high 220s. I thought as he got older, his athleticism, right, started to waver a little bit. That's where I thought he was vulnerable. That's when he started. That's when he had the loss to Ken Norton, had that tough fight with See, when he beat Foreman, he got down to 216. Right, that was a great performance. But I just think the reach of Fury, the versatility. Ali was not a great inside fighter. He was not a great inside fighter. And if you notice, he used to grab guys. He fought a lot of guys shorter than him. Most guys were either shorter than him or the same height as him. And he would grab them behind the head and pull them down. How the hell is he going to do that to a 6'9" Tyson Fury? And this is a Tyson Fury that he'll be leaning on you, and he's got fast hands. Ali probably has quicker feet than Fury, but I think Fury's got just as fast as hands. And I think because of the reach, he's got a 7-inch reach, he's got a 6-inch height advantage, and this guy moves around the ring like a gazelle. Tyson Fury. I just think there's too much versatility in Tyson Fury. There's too much skill. Can switch to southpaw. He can beat you on the outside, the inside. He can outbox you. He can counterpunch you. He can get into a dog fight with you, where like we did with Steve Cunningham. He grabbed him and started throwing him around and sticking his forearm and punching him with the free hand. If he makes it an ugly fight, I think Ali would have a hard time with Tyson Fury.
What about Cassius Clay? What about Cassius Clay? Would Cassius Clay beat him?
Too small.
So no version of Ali would have beat him.
I don't think so.
Why don't you get the Tyson Fury poster off your bedroom wall and then talk to me when you're done?
I can't. He signed it.
Hey, Eric, Joe got a good point there, man. I'm at the road with that one. He made a lot of sense with that one. If you look at how, that's he's right. Tyson Fury would have beat Ali. Yes, he would have. Joe Frazier.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Stefan. Right? Stefan, excuse me. A lot of people. Oh, Stefan's good?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool, man. I kind of put a French flair on it. Some people may call you Stefan. So I think Stefan has a better flair to it, man. You know what I mean?
Sound like the Fonzarelli.
That's right.
We're trying to make moves on Honey Dips. You tell them your name is Stefan.
That's right.
But as I was saying, right, the guys who gave Ali fits were the guys who could fight on the inside. And the only way he could nullify them is he'd have to grab them from the top of their head and pull their head down, right? And he used to get away with that. I don't even think he would get away with that now, And I love Ali, man. Don't get me wrong, but he just wasn't a great inside fighter. He didn't have a great left hook. I mean, he was great fighter, but he doesn't have the skill set that Tyson Fury has in terms of just the variety of things he can do. And the problem is people look at Ali fought in a better era, right? So obviously Ali has a 10 times better resume than Tyson Fury. But I'm
Right.
I'm not looking at the resume. I'm just looking at a hypothetical matchup between a guy who's 6'9", got an 85-inch reach, who showed us one punch knockout power yesterday, showed us he could dance around the ring against the Deontay Wilder, right? One of the hardest punches in heavyweight history. And here's the thing. He got knocked down 4 times against Deontay Wilder, and you could argue any of those punches would have put any heavyweight out, right? And this guy gets up and fights harder and fights harder and wins. You got to, I mean, this guy's just too big to be that big and that skilled at the same time. You can't beat that.
Let me tell you what, I think he would have. I think Ali would have beat him. I'll tell you why. I think it's his footwork. His footwork would have beat him. It would have been a boring fight. I'll tell you that right now. It would have been a boring fight. I think that Ali stays on the outside, and I think Ali, Tyson Fury he's not active enough to beat a guy like Ali. He's not. He's not active enough to beat a guy like Ali. Ali would outpoint him from the outside. He would. You know how elusive Ali is?
He's giving up 7 inches in reach.
So what? So what?
And here's the thing. Here's another problem that Ali
how much
should do.
speed Fury
He's
is
gonna
giving up?
He does that lean back, right? He could do that against guys who were freaking 5'11". He could do that against guys who were 6 feet. He could do that against guys. Even do that against guys who were 6'3".
We saw that against George Foreman. Him leaning back. We saw it in the second and third.
You
Frazier
can't lean
fight.
back against a 6'9" guy with an 85-inch reach.
And I don't know that he would. I think he would keep him in the center of the ring. I think what you're looking at. I think you know what I think you're looking at. I think you're looking at Clay and Liston all over again. That's what I think.
What?
Yeah, that's what I think.
What?
That's what you're looking at, son.
This is blasphemous. This is blasphemous.
That's what you're looking at. He was too quick on his feet. His footwork
started
was
slowing
a million
down.
times better. His
started
footwork
slowing down. He had a very short prime.
Okay, but we're talking about him in his prime. We're not talking about him at a slow stage. We're talking about him in his prime.
208 pounds. Fury would.
If you're talking about the Ali that won against George Foreman, yeah, I get you. I'm talking about a prime Ali, the best he ever was. I'm talking about a prime.
There's even
Ali.
allegations that Liston took a dive in that second fight. We don't know.
But he didn't take a dive in that first fight.
There's a book. There's a book on that. There's a book.
And you know what? Did you see that punch that in that second fight, that anchor punch he threw?
They're saying it didn't land.
That was solid. Go look at it again. It landed.
I was talking to some of the mafia dudes, man, that said that they had Liston on the tape.
Yeah, you're juiced in with Whitey Bulger over there in Boston, huh?
You know it.
From Boston.
Unreal. Well, listen. You're voted out.
I even convinced Stefan, man. He agrees with me now.
He doesn't agree with you. He's being nice because he's a guest.
Never be nice.
I know he doesn't agree with you.
Come on.
I agree with him, Eric, on that one, man. I like
exactly.
Ali.
See, he agrees with me. That's it.
No, I say I agree with Joe. I do agree, Eric, what he's saying, because Tyson Fury, he's awkward. And awkward beats win fights. You know what I mean?
Ali was awkward too. Ali wasn't a straightforward. I mean, Ali was very awkward too. I mean, he wasn't like he was a straight textbook.
Have you ever seen a guy 6'9", that coordinated? This guy moves like a gazelle. He's like a ballet dancer in there, the way he moves. This guy's got footwork. This guy's got incredible footwork.
You sound like you're in love with him. My God.
I'm in awe of the ability. I've never seen a 6'9" guy move like that.
I don't even know what to say to that.
You see that old Kronk move he did last? The old Kronk move where he rocked back like this, almost like a pull counter. He goes, boom, pull back, and he come up, boom, with a beautiful right uppercut, man. That was beautiful.
Well, I tell you what, one thing I can't agree on, man. He is a solid boxer. I think he's the best of the lot in this heavyweight division for sure. I think he beats AJ, and I think he beats Usyk.
Did he ever lose to Joe Frazier, Tyson Fury?
It's tough to say.
If he get caught.
Yeah.
Would he lose to Ken Norton?
No.
Would he lose to Leon Spinks?
No.
No.
I think that would look a lot like
what about Evan Charles?
Ezra
What about Ezra
Charles.
Charles?
Ezra
Ezra
Charles from
too
Cincinnati,
small,
baby.
Too small. Ezra
There's
Charles.
no way Tyson Fury's beating Ezra Charles.
Come on, Eric. Come on.
Come on, son.
He weighed like 187
Come on,
pounds, for
son.
Christ's
I don't
sakes.
care how
Cut
much
it
you
out.
weigh. I'm telling
The
you,
beast
there's no way
weighs
he
more
beats
than
Ezra
him.
Charles.
The
Ezra
beast weighs more
Charles,
than him.
baby.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, forget about that.
Yeah, he beats
Come on.
Rocky Marciano. Yeah,
Okay,
Marciano's from Boston. Yeah, he smashed.
The guy
him.
who would have the best chance against him is Lennox Lewis. But listen to this one, Stefan. I'm going to drop a gem on you.
Uh-huh.
Every time Lennox Lewis got hurt, right? Oliver McCall, right? Asim Rockman, right? He got knocked down.
Okay.
He couldn't get up and turn the fight around. Tyson Fury gets knocked down against Steve Cunningham, gets up, turns the fight around, and knocks him out. Deontay Wilder knocks him down twice. He gets up, turns the fight around. This guy has come back from adversity. He's done things that no one else has been able to do in history.
That's a good point. I still don't think he beats Lewis, but I think that's a good point.
But Lennox Lewis hasn't shown. Once Lennox Lewis has been hurt,
Rockman, yeah, you go to Rockman, you go to
never
Oliver
got up.
McCall.
He never, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You know what, y'all? I'm glad y'all said that. I want to throw y'all off. When I was at the fight down there ringside, I'm reporting to y'all. You had all the guys there. You had Rockman there, Michael Moore, Buster Douglas, Michael Nunn, Oliver McCall, James Toney. They all was at the fight. We were sitting next to them. You know, it was like, wow. All that energy was in the room. And, you know, that's when you speaking about old fighters. They was there. They was there. We need to get them on y'all show.
I know.
We need to get Ezra Charles' son on Ezra Charles the third. I can get him on y'all show next Sunday. I can make that happen if you like to.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Great, huh?
And they're
Ezra
doing a
Charles.
statue. Yeah, they're doing a statue for Ezra Charles. They're gonna reveal it October or September. I keep y'all informed what's going on with that. And they're gonna name the park Ezra Charles Park. Used to be called Laura Park. They're gonna name it Ezra Charles Park. They're gonna change the name.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all informed on that. And I'm surprised. So how long y'all been we're doing Ringside Report? How long y'all been doing this?
Oh, geez.
Since 2016.
Was it? Hasn't been that long. 16. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing this
live like
we've been doing this
16,
live like this.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
Wow. My first time seeing it, but I'm happy I met y'all guys because y'all actually can go to fights too. Y'all know that, right?
Oh yeah, we've gone.
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah,
we've been to fights before.
We've been to a few of them. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wouldn't mind doing that for y'all, getting y'all the inside scoop. What's going on? I go to these fights.
Great. Yeah.
You know.
That'd be great.
Wow.
That'd be great.
That would be.
That's
awesome.
good, man.
You know what I wanted to ask you? I don't want to step on Eric's toes here. I want to ask you a real quick question, real quick. How did you come up with the idea of that WBC trainer's belt? That I love that. I love that.
Talk
That's
about
a great
that.
idea.
Well, I was in a barbershop, and I was doing I had my own camera, and I was filming inside the barbershop, and I was doing Son of a Legend trivia boxing show. So what I do is come up on a person and say, how'd you like to make some money? And they be like, sure, how? I pull out like some singles. Each question worth $1. So I might say, what year did Aaron the Hawk Pryor win his world title? I'll give them a multiple choice questions, A, B, C, or D. If they give me the right answer, they win $1. So when I was in the barbershop doing that, you know, I had to take a little commercial break, you know, and I was like, don't forget to stop at the barbershop and here in College Hill, blah, blah, blah. Then I said this, what do you think about trainers winning a world title along with their fighters? The barber looked at me like, hey, stick with that, champ. Stick with that. Because he said hockey gets something, baseball get rings, football get rings. He said boxers, coaches don't get nothing but the money. And what I did, I reached out to the IBF. They weren't interested. I reached out to the WBA. It took a long time for him to, you know, get back in touch with me. Then I reached out to the WBO, and somebody told me, no, I don't talk to them. No, don't mess with them. So I reached out to WBC. In 2018, going into 19, Mauricio Suleiman, he said, I love the idea. I'm gonna talk with my board, and we're gonna see how we can get this established, make things happen. And push come to shove, he made it happen. And it's been around now for what 4 years now? 19, 21, 3 years. So made it happen back. I like to strategize and thinking, good stuff and great ideas and concept. Thank God for the vision, because it was a hell of a great idea to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did they
that's how I came up with it.
Man.
Did they give you a WBC belt?
Yeah, I got one too. I was about to wear it when I was about to put it on, and I couldn't find it. It's in the house, in the closet. I put it in the closet. I was just moving. So I was gonna put it on. So next time if I come on, I'm gonna have it on.
Okay. I was gonna say they better have given you a WBC for that idea. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I actually work for the. I'm actually aboard the WBC team now.
Oh wow,
beautiful!
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm doing outreach stuff for them, going out to different gyms. If you look on my page, Stephen Pryor, you'll see me in Dallas, Texas, doing motivation speak to the boxers in the gym, and talking to the youth. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing here in Cincinnati too, also. So staying encouraged, keeping them encouraged too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So
that's how that happened.
So tell us about this amateur show you're trying to put together here in Cincinnati. Is it going to be in Cincinnati first of all?
Yeah, it's going to be in Cincinnati. I'm trying to. I talked to P-Man Jones. He runs the Neighborhood House, Finley Street Neighborhood House Boxing Club, Millville Boxing, and Real Deal Boxing. I know all the coaches.
Yeah.
What I want to do is try to set something up in May with one of the gyms first. Then we come back and do something in June. Then after that in August or September. And basically, like I say, fight for the amateur belt. Boom. 2 main events for the belts, for WC belts. And I guess we're there meet up with the other fighters. If the other gym, if they gym Finley Street Neighborhood House, one of them win, they'll fight one of the guys from Millville. If they win, boom, they'll fight the other guys from Real Deal Boxing. And guess what? They have opportunity to win all three of them belts.
Oh wow! Now,
got to be different.
Yeah, the Real Deal Boxing, that's the Rinks gym, right? Wasn't that the old Rinks gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The old Rinks gym. They over in across the street from the Rinks gym. 7 Hill, I think what's it called. I forgot the name of that place. They cross the street in that Kentucky Fried Chicken parking lot now, across the street from Rinks.
Okay.
So yeah. That's Gary McNair and what's the other guy name? It'll come to me. I forgot his name. It'll come to me.
Yeah, but Gary, place, man.
Yeah. They doing it. And Wyatt, he do pro-am shows too. Wyatt.
Yeah, Randall Wire or whatever.
Right. He's part of Real Deal too. Yep. He just had a show on the 16 too.
Gotcha. Okay. We don't ever hear about that. How come we don't ever hear about that? I mean, at least I don't ever hear about it. I mean, I never hear it on the radios or anything like that. It's never really advertised.
Well, hey, guess what? I'm glad I met Joe and Eric. So my job is report to y'all when things happening. So y'all know, keep y'all, because that ain't you. Y'all ringside reporters. Y'all should be the first one when y'all fights coming out.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I tell Beat. He lets me down though. You know how he is, man.
I'm the finance manager, man.
You're the finance.
Okay.
You're the finance
manager. I do the books. I'm in charge of human resources.
Right. That's good. And when you say you saw that bird, this bird is a kite. I fly kites. I just came back from Eden Park. This is a hawk kite. If you can see it where it is. That's a hawk kite.
That's a beautiful place.
And I got an eagle kite. Hold on, I'm trying to turn them around. And it's the eagle kite.
Those things fly great too, man. They fly awesome.
Where do you get those?
I ordered on Amazon.
Yep.
And Amazon. I ordered these, and we just came from Mirror Lake at Eden Park with remote control boats. It was live. It was real nice. Kids came out.
Cool. Yeah.
They were so happy. So I'm doing that now, and I'm gonna get y'all logo printed on some stickers and throw it on the boats, so they'll be like, "What's this?" Oh,
that'd be awesome.
So I got y'all. Yeah, I got you.
Very cool, man.
That's awesome, bro.
Sounds great.
And I run my own walking billboard advertising. I run my own like the backpack go on your back, they light up. I can get
Okay.
with y'all and start promoting y'all Ringside Reporter too, so people can tune in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
That'd be awesome.
And I got a bike advertise his too. Like I got like an average electric bike. It pulls the trailer like a train.
Yeah.
I can throw y'all on there too. Yeah, I'm real good at advertising, real good at getting the word out. So I'm gonna promote y'all. I got
Love
y'all.
it. I love
Awesome.
it, man. Thank you.
That's what we need.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got y'all. Put me on the team. Put me in the game, coach.
First Jesse Reek, now this. This is beautiful.
This is great. This is great, man.
All I need is y'all logo, and I'm gonna send you the sizes. I'm gonna text you the sizes, and just adjust the sizes for me, and we'll get it on my advertising. And how to tune in, how people can tune in, and or cash app y'all donations, all that. Put that on the banner and everything. We'll put it on the hitch. I'll send you the picture of it so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds perfect. Let's go to our news and rumors here. And Stefan, I want to get your reaction on some of these here. Let's talk about the big news this weekend. Mike Tyson beat up a passenger on a plane. Mike Tyson in some hot water after he beat up a guy on the plane. The video shows Mike Tyson just pounding away on some guy before being separated. The guy was apparently drunk from what the video showed, giving Mike a hard time. It sounds like Mike was real patient with the guy too. He took a selfie with him, everything like that. I mean, I think the guy just had it coming, man. Again, this isn't keyboard. This is real life. When you act stupid, man, sometimes these things happen. Was Mike Tyson right or wrong for this?
He was wrong.
Yes.
You could have been a bigger person. You had to put your hands on the man. I mean, that's in life. Learn how to de-escalate when something happens or something occurs. Long as that guy didn't touch him. See, he know he gonna get sued. He gonna get sued. It's coming. You about to say something, Eric?
Yeah, well, what happened was somebody from what I understood, somebody threw water or a bottle of water at him or something like that, and I think that's what triggered him. That's what I heard.
Shit, my fault. They throw water on him when he was fighting, so why you don't get mad now?
Well, I guess it was a bottle of water that hit him. I don't know.
That's hearsay, Eric. It's hearsay.
That's hearsay.
Yeah, right. We didn't see that here. I didn't see that when I looked at the video. I didn't see that.
We didn't see that.
I saw him. I saw him. I saw him in the back, like, yeah, this Mike right here doing all that. I give you another one then. I'm gonna watch this one then. I was watching on YouTube. It's on YouTube. A video showed up. A guy was in a comedy show, and he says Mike Tyson was there, and he got kind of fly with Mike. You know, not fly, but joking with him, right? But one of the guys, I don't know if he was working for Mike or he was just there. He stood up for Mike Tyson. Mike ain't budge at all. So the guy was disrespectful to Mike Tyson. He said, "No, you need to leave. You need to leave." The dude said, and he touched that guy. And the guy went in his waistband and showed him, "I got a gun on me. Touch me again." Right? Yeah, it's on YouTube. So what Mike do? Mike ain't budge a bit. Watch this. When the guy was leaving, Mike stood up and said, "Come here. Come here." Same thing. Watch this. He told the guy, "Come here." Nah, Mike, no, come here. When the guy came to him, what Mike do? Gave him a hug. So Mike should have did the same damn, excuse my language, same damn thing that guy did in that comedy show. He should have did the same thing in that guy on the airplane. "Come here, man. Let me give you a hug." That's it. He did that when the guy had a gun, but dude just had some water though. Dude, Tyson gonna get sued for that. That's all.
Plus that guy was
get sued for it for sure. Yeah.
That guy was standing over his shoulder, just yapping. That guy didn't really look like much. He kind of looked like there was something wrong with him or whatever. He was drunk. You knew the guy was drunk.
Yeah, I think he was just drunk. Yeah.
You can't take a dude like that serious, man. You got to, you know what you do? He's like, "Hey, stewardess, can you get some security? Can you get this guy away from me, please? Can I move my seat?" Whatever.
I think that was my thing. Is where was the plane? Where was the stewardess on the plane? Where was the security on the plane? I know there's no security really on the plane, but like your stewardess and stuff like that. I mean, they could have moved him. Any number of things could have been done before it got to that point.
They could have kicked him off the plane, bro.
Yeah, or move him to a different seat.
And then, Eric, you got to know that once you're a fighter and your hands are arrested illegal.
Yeah.
You know, you really can't hit nobody for real. You can't really do that. That guy wasn't no threat. Dude was drunk. You know what I mean? I don't know what he was drunk, intoxicated, what he was on.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like a weirdo. I mean, you don't take a guy like that serious, man.
He looked. I mean, he almost looked like there was something wrong with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
he looked like something wrong
when they
with
did
him.
the video afterwards and they showed his like forehead was all busted up or whatever. I mean, he looked like there was like something wrong with him.
How old was that dude? Looked like he was like couldn't have been
like he
more
was
than
in his late 30s, 40s, maybe.
Didn't even look that old to me.
He was old enough to know better. Put it that way.
Yeah, he looked like he was about maybe 30 years old or so. He looked young.
Well,
yeah.
But remember, gentlemen, you're gonna have guys do that to get money. People don't do that to get money. That's a lot. People do that everywhere around the world, man. They start stuff just to see what's the reaction gonna be, and that's how it is. You know, Mike had that weed up in him, smoking that marijuana. I ain't on that. Bother my high, you know.
the stick yicky you in him, baby.
Hey, B, would you take a shot from Mike Tyson to get paid?
Eric, I'm going to be 53 years old in December.
Would you take a shot?
Anyone hits me, I'm going to shatter like a glass chandelier. It's not worth. It's not going to be worth me being laid up in the hospital for friggin' months.
If they said, I'm going to give you $500,000 to take a punch from Mike Tyson.
No, don't do it. That shot can kill you.
Where's it going to hit me?
Right
in the face.
Don't do that, Joe. You're gonna down on the spot. You ain't gonna be able to enjoy your money.
I'll tell you what, I'm taking a punch. I'm taking $500,000. That's what
good is that $500,000 if I can't walk and talk for the rest of my life?
No. Medical bills got to be covered, not out of my $500,000. That's part of the deal.
But you can't. He hits me and gives me permanent brain damage, right?
Right.
And I can't even talk anymore after he hits me in the face and gives me permanent brain damage, right?
Yeah, well, I have a nice wheelchair.
How am I going to enjoy that $500,000?
All right,
I ain't taking the shot, Mike.
I'm taking the $500.
The answer is an absolute no.
Yeah, I'm taking the $500.
They gonna say, "Hey Joe, you know what they gonna say to Eric if he take that shot? What the hell? What the hell happened to him?
What train did he get hit by?
Hold on. You might as well go ahead and start boxing then and fight Tyson Fury then.
What if he hits me and turns me into a vegetable and I can't spend that money? Then
right.
You can't take a shot, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you got a glass chin,
you can't take that. How you gonna take that body shot uppercut? He can't take that shot. No.
It's only one shot. So if he does a body shot, that's that.
This guy could collapse my lung, man, and I'd never be able to breathe again.
Right. And they got a point there. So money,
he's still
I wouldn't even do it.
I don't care how old Mike Tyson is. He still got it, man. He can still hit. You know?
He put you in the hospital.
Still hit hard.
He put you in the hospital, man. You don't want to do that.
Right. He'll hurt you. So he can keep the money. So all Joe gonna do be on Ringside Report and say, yeah, Eric, that was my partner. He wanted to take that punch, and look what happened to him. He's messed up now.
Unfortunately, this weekend, Eric took a punch from Mike Tyson. He won't be available with us today, for the foreseeable future,
Wow.
Joe, your boy, Oscar De La Hoya, being sued for sexual assault again.
Nice.
A woman sued De La Hoya, accusing the former boxing champion of sexually assaulting her twice in 2020. She worked for his tequila company. She said, basically he assaulted her or whatever. Now, I'll be honest, man, I'm not the biggest Oscar fan, but this story, honestly, when I read the story, it sounded a little iffy. Either way, man, this keeps happening to Oscar. And I guess my question isn't really with Oscar, but if you're a Golden Boy fighter, how do you keep doing business with this guy? Stefan, if you were fighting for, would that give you pause if your promoter is involved in this stuff? Everything, it comes out at least once or twice a year that he's assaulting people or and it's always the same kind of assault. You know what I mean?
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can go first.
Well, you say if I'm affiliate around him, he's doing that. Is that, say the question again?
If you're one of his fighter, this is your promoter. Does this give you pause at all? Do you think you may want to work for this guy or leave because he's always seemed to be tied up in some nonsense. He's always promoting him. He always seems to me to be promoting himself more than his fighters anyway. I don't know.
Well, I still fight for him because that's his business. He got a problem. If the money if I'm fighting for him and the money be funny, I guess I got to leave him. I'll leave him and I'll protest on him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
That's his business. Keep doing that. They got some people got problems out in the world. You know what I mean? And I guess that's his. See, they get they status when they get it to another level. They feel like they can't be touched. So I'll still be a fighter, as long as it's not me. And I've got to be the bold and courageous fighter and let him know, like, hey, man, I got a mother, I got a wife, I got, you know what I mean? You should stop that. You know what I mean? Evidently, you need to give them some money then so they won't do that instead of, do something. You know what I mean? So, I still stay with him and, and talk to him. You know what I mean? Some people be scared to say things because people they boss. Something you need to address the issue to help him out. And it might help him, too, to encourage him to quit doing that stuff.
There you go.
Hey, listen, I'm going to say something may not be very popular right now, but there's something going on. There's something going on in society right now. And they've weaponized this Me Too movement, and they're trying to emasculate us men.
Oh,
look what they're doing. Look what they're doing.
How am I the misogynist out of us two? How do you quote? How do you tell me I'm the misogynist?
Look what Amber Heard is doing to Johnny Depp right now, man. Defaming this poor man, right? And this whole believe all women. Get the hell out of here. Believe all women. These women, right, are looking to exploit us, right? They're trying to weaken the man in society, right? They want to be the stronger sex, but they can't. I mean, the men is the stronger sex. We're the leaders, right? Now, again, women can get jobs. Women can do whatever they want. We're not here to minimize women, but what they're doing right now is they're trying to emasculate us. Look what Jada Pinkett Smith's doing to Will Smith right now. There's a trend going on here. And they're trying to emasculate us. They're trying to exploit us, right? I have to be honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views of Joe Habib do not represent the views of Ringside Reporter.
They're trying to emasculate us, Stefan. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take us down. They're trying to weaken us. They don't want us. They don't want men to be men anymore. That's what it is. They come up with these words like toxic masculinity. What is that? What is that all about? What do you want me to do? Put on a dress? I'm not doing that. I mean, enough.
They doing that now. They doing that now, Joe.
That's what I'm saying. This is what society's doing. This is what society's doing right now. They're trying to emasculate us, trying to get paydays off of us. They weaponize this Me Too movement.
What's the matter with you?
Believe all women. So anyone could say. So a woman could say. Any woman could say they did. That guy did anything to them with no proof, and that guy gets thrown in jail, and that guy gets the shakedown. Come on, man. I'm standing up for the men.
That's the hog time. That's the hog time signals. Okay,
don't use the hog time signal, buddy. All right? Come on.
All men. All men standing in solidarity. Right. Let's all stand.
What time is it?
Let's all stand up. What time is it, baby? It's time to let those nuts hang. It's time to let those nuts hang, baby. You're not going to emasculate us anymore, man. I'm trying to let them nuts hang.
I have a feeling HR is calling Beeb tomorrow morning.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Oh, man.
MTK Global closing operations at the end of the month. The Dan Kinahan situation has taken a toll on MTK Global because of the backlash, promoters cutting ties with them, a lot of people cutting ties with them, refusing to work with them. They had no choice but to shut it down. Beeb, those are your guys over there.
They must have something. I mean, they're probably really concerned that someone's going to have them open up the books. And
for sure.
And as you said last week, there's got to be some type of financial documents linking Kinahan to them. And,
100% there is.
And as you said, if Bob Arum has recently paid this guy, $4 million in consultation fees. And, a lot of these MTK Global fighters now have been with Arum. They're working with Frank Warren, whatever. You noticed that Tyson Fury didn't have those MTK Global decals on his robe last night, which he normally does.
I did notice that. Yeah, I did notice
those got taken off right away, right? Yeah. So something they must know that there's some damning information on there if they were to be called upon to open up their books. So they pretty much shut it down right then and there because they don't want to open themselves up to scrutiny.
Well, they're still going to have to open up their books either way.
Well,
I mean, they're
not a
looking for
company.
but they're still going to have to open up those books, and if they're wrong, somebody's going to have to answer for that.
But the thing is this: now that they're no longer a company, how are they going to be held accountable for anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, they shut down.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
They pretty much pulled the plug before the plug was going to be pulled out on them. My opinion.
It's about Daniel Kinahan.
Kinahan, baby.
Kinahan. So you heard what Tyson Fury said. That's none of my business. I'm the fighter. That's their business. That's his business. I didn't ask him what he do. That's not my business.
That's a good move.
Some other organizations, I'm not going to talk about it, took a little heat too. And he said, "Hold on, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't got no ties with that man. I can't stop him for being an advisor for Tyson Fury." So it's just like when you meet somebody. I'm meeting Joe and Eric. I can't say I don't know what they do. I can't. The FBI come to me. I don't know what they do. They real nice guys to me. That ain't my business what they do on the side, unless they tell me. I'm gonna keep it my business. You know what I mean? So MTK, hey, they'll be all right. You know what I mean? They're just looking for that gas. A $5 million what do they call it? Boundary over his head.
Yep. 5 million.
5 million over his head. So I saw in action some things when I was, out of town. I figured something was going on. But yeah.
A lot of damage control. A lot of damage control.
Oh yeah.
But you just can't just say him. It's all around what's going on in sports, football, basketball. You meet agents, and you meet different agents from sport agents. Coming up to you, Joe. Hey, I got something for you. When you know what I mean. So this is all.
A lot of people dropping off the envelopes, man. We know how it is.
There you go. Now, what's the difference from them betting on sports though now? Because they making that legal now. People betting on sports. So what would you call them then?
Encore Casino, Daddy. Everett, Mass. The sports book is opening up in September. Right now, we're playing slots and blackjack. We're going to be betting on the games in September. Football season, Daddy.
What would you call them? Criminals in suits?
Criminals. That's what we call them.
What's the difference, though? You get what I'm saying? So what's the difference of Mr. Kinahan? What he doing?
Well, what's the problem with him is they're accusing MTK of money laundering, but the problem is he's involved in drugs. They're saying
he's involved in a lot of other stuff.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So allegedly. We don't know.
All right.
Because I don't want him coming after me. I'll tell you that.
Allegedly. I covered up for y'all. Allegedly. So
allegedly,
we don't.
That's right.
I'm just ringside reporter, guy looking in for
y'all. Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas, the pay-per-view numbers are in, and they did 240,000 buys. I'll tell you what, they could spin this any way they want. This is not a good number. Not a good number. Yeah. Maybe it's a little less. I thought it would at least do 300,000. At least 250, but it didn't even do that. It was 240. They're saying.
Him and Mikey did 375.
And that was on Fox.
Yeah. Then him and Sean,
that was promoted.
Him and Sean, I think, did 265. Then him and Danny did 225, and they blamed that on COVID. But this didn't do much better than the 225. With no COVID or nothing, right?
Yeah, it's not good, man.
They had 40,000 fans inside the arena, man. It was everywhere.
That arena sold out. That was Jerry World, and they sold out the bottom half. I don't know if they what does Jerry World hold, like 80,000 or something like that?
Yeah, I think it holds like.
So they may have closed off the top half. That's a lot of people for a fight.
Yeah,
it was 40,000. Yeah, it's a stupid crowd. What about Crawford and Spence then?
Crawford and Spence, it'll definitely be on pay-per-view, and I think that one gets over 300,000. I really do.
Do you think they put that back in Jerry's World, or do you think they do that like in that Las Vegas stadium there, with that new Las Vegas stadium? Where do you put that? I
would put it in. Yeah, I think
put it back in Jerry's.
My guess is it's going to be in Las Vegas, But I would like to see him put in Jerry's world. Yeah, I would like to see him put back in Dallas, man.
Yeah.
Because he's got a homecoming there,
It ain't gonna happen.
You don't think that fight? You don't think the fight's gonna happen?
No, it's gonna happen. That fight is, but not at AT&T Stadium. They're gonna do that there because his Crawford like, nope, he's on his home turf. Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna do it in Vegas.
Nah, guess where they're gonna have it at?
Wait.
New York?
Nope. In LA, where the Bengals played at.
Oh, SoFi.
That would
That's
be.
where-
That wouldn't be bad, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's our stadium, man. Yeah.
That's exactly where it's gonna be at, y'all. Watch. I guarantee I tell y'all that. How many are holding there?
It's quite a bit. It's got to be right around 80, doesn't it?
80, right?
Let's see.
There you go, right there. Yep, there you go, right there. So I don't see it back in the
70,000.
They're gonna come out for this fight.
Yeah, that's
Like
a
a
big
Super Bowl.
fight. And I read somewhere that they wanted they're targeting. They don't know. Again, nothing's been said. They're targeting September 17th, which apparently would be like 40 years, right around 30 or 40 years after the Hearns. It's like the Hearns Leonard whatchamacallit anniversary or whatever.
Oh wow,
that would be pretty cool because it's that caliber of fight.
Yeah, gonna
This
go.
was a unification. This was a unification too. Yeah.
Is we gonna go?
I'm hoping, man. That'd be something else, wouldn't it?
I come as a WBC guy. Y'all come as the reporters.
That's right. The WBC guy. That's right.
No,
man.
If they had a fight, I'm going. But if y'all ain't going, huh?
Were you in the you weren't that? Were you in the UK?
No. I ain't go to that.
You didn't go to that though, right?
I ain't go to that. No, I went to one Earl Spence fight. I went to that one.
You went to that one, right?
John Porter fight. I went to that when he fought Garcia. I actually gave a belt to his daddy on TV on Showtime.
Wow. Oh wow.
When they fought at Barclays Center, I actually gave a belt to Kenny Porter.
Oh great.
Wow.
His belt. Yeah, but get ready to go to that, y'all. We're gonna go to that.
Sweet.
That'd be good.
We're gonna make that happen.
Who do you think wins that fight?
You silly. I'm neutral on that one, but I like Crawford.
Come on. I like Crawford too.
I like Crawford. He's a very smart fighter. He know how to box and he know how to slug.
Yeah.
So I'll go with I like Spence too, but the accident. He's different. He's a different fighter, man. So I said draw. Part 2. That's what I'm shooting for the draw. Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
My only thing, Eric, and tell me if I'm wrong in thinking this. I can't get that 6th round out of my head with Ugas. Spence, I never seen Spence that hurt before in a fight.
No. I know Kell Brook hurt him a couple of times. It was nothing like that. Not like that.
He staggered and he stumbled into the ropes. And I have a hard time seeing Crawford letting him off the hook like Ugas let him off the hook.
Hey, who would imagine Crawford in there?
When was he hurt, y'all?
In round 6.
6th round.
Sixth round, yeah.
Now, what kind of hurt was that? Because he snapped out of that so damn quick. I don't think he was.
He snapped out of it, but Ugas just stopped and paused.
Yeah, he just stopped.
He just stopped.
For whatever reason. He went against the ropes and Ugas didn't go after him. He just stopped.
Crawford staggers you in the ropes. He's following you there, and he's finishing you off, bro.
Got a point there. Because when he got hurt, it's like he had the stanky leg. The stanky leg.
He did the stanky leg first. He did the stanky leg first, and then Ugas hit him with the right hand and knocked him into the ropes, and the ropes actually held him up. You could even argue that was a knockdown, right, Eric?
It was absolutely a knockdown.
The referee stopped. The referee did stop that to get his mouthpiece, and then he did recuperate too. He did. So he recuperated.
He recuperated, but when he went to the ropes, Ugas stood there and didn't go after him.
Right.
Crawford would have went after him and at least hit him with another couple of shots.
And I'll tell you what, he was buzzed. He was hurt at that shot that knocked his mouthpiece out to begin with. He was hurt.
It was an uppercut.
Because you can see him. He automatically goes for his mouthpiece for no real reason.
Because he was out of it.
He was out of it. I'm telling you, he was out of it at that shot.
And that mouthpiece he used was one of them recreational mouthpiece. He didn't have the real deal molded to his teeth.
Why would you not have that going into a fight like that?
Same thing happened to him in a Danny Garcia fight too.
Yeah, why would you have like a recreational mouthpiece versus one that's actually molded? The ones that are molded, you have to like pry out of your mouth. They don't come out. They're not coming out.
Yeah.
That's a rookie mistake right there.
That's a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful, man.
Yeah, that rope did hold him up, y'all. I did look at that.
Yeah.
I want to see the fight again on TV now. When you close up at the fight, you got all the energy inside the stadium.
Yeah.
You really you watching around, you making sure they ain't fighting, you paying attention to. I see some guy watching the fight, some guy come down the steps, he started swinging in the air like he was fighting. I say, what the hell is this going on? I can't even enjoy the fight. So I had to get up and walk back and look at the big screen, and I'm right there.
Why is it every fight that we go to, every fight that I've been to, there's always a fight in the crowd? Did you guys notice that?
A lot of times.
Always a fight in the crowd, man.
Because people get emotionally attached to the fighters, man, and then they get in arguments and stuff.
Everybody thinks they can fight. I don't get it, man.
They hear you cheering for the guy the guy opposite of who they want to win, then they start yelling at you and it gets personal. It's crazy, bro.
I got one for y'all. I'm sitting at ringside with Buster Douglas. I look over to the left. One of the Charlo brothers, I think it was Jamel, arguing with Benitez's daddy.
Yeah, I saw that. And
If you go on my page, you will see me. I recorded. He's arguing with Benitez's daddy, Benitez's daddy, and all of a sudden you have the WBC president come over there and talk to him, and other people come over there and talk to him. Steve Espinosa from Showtime, he come and talk to him. He get mad. Charlo get mad like F boxing. I don't care. You woo woo. I'm like, wow. Was he drunk? I'm thinking to myself, was he drinking?
Yeah, I think he was drunk. They were saying
that was the rumor going around that he had a little bit too much over there, but arguing with the guy's dad, and it's like, what are you arguing about? What do you just watch the fight? You're there, it's like, what are you doing?
If he was drinking, then I feel sorry for this fight coming up. He got a fight on the 14th of May.
Yeah. And that's not an easy fight, man.
Hell to the now.
That's a solid matchup, man.
See, they got to realize as fighters, you got to humble yourself. When you're making millions and making a lot of money, you got to humble yourself. You don't, they're going to humble you. You know, and guess what? And you know what? I hate to say that. You know what I mean? When you stay humble in the sport, things happen for you, and it meant to happen for you. Look how Spence is. He stayed humble. He stayed real cool, calm, and collected. I like his energy. But the Charlo brothers, it's just like the attitude. The attitude don't mix with your attitude in life. So you got to really come down to that level and understand about people you dealing with. Well, you're gonna deal with haters in life. It's up to you how you deal with people. You know what I mean? So when he was arguing with Benitez and his daddy, they was going at it, man. But that was real childish. You know what I mean? Go fight him in the ring instead of there arguing and get paid for it instead of going to jail for it. You know what I mean? So that's my intake on that. That was real childish from him, man, because you got to fight. Number one, you should have been at home, get some rest, and focus on your fight coming up. You know what I mean? So that's how the fighters are,
Seem like every time they go out too, man, they get lit. Man.
It's always a Charlos. It seems like it's always a Charlos. One of the Charlos involved in something going on the side of the ring or some kind of fight. They're never they're always in the middle of something, They almost remind me of Nick and Nate Diaz from the UFC. It seems like they're always in the middle of something.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't get
it. And you know
man.
what? I never saw no reporters like ringside supporters or any other reporters and supporters. Where the mediator at? I mean, to talk to the fighters. Like, look here, man, calm down, focus. No encouragement words from people. You know what I mean? The people around you. You know what I mean? That's missing. People are scared to be you can't keep being a yes man. Start talking to them normal. Like, look here, you can't be doing this for real. Get your mind right. Make things happen for you.
Take them for a walk, have them cool off, something.
Right. See, everybody throw them hard questions at them and they get attitudes. I'm going to talk to you. See, I mean, you got to come in different. Once you come in different, you can open them up. See, Nobody's not, you know what I mean? like a psychiatrist reporter. You know, let me. I want to get him in.
You gotta use a little psychology on people sometimes.
Right. You gotta you can't just start asking crazy questions, you know. It doesn't work that way.
But sometimes they sad though, like say Joe, you fight. Joe, man, I love your energy, man. Oh man, your energy is off the hook, is off the radar, man. Now I gotta get on your side, Joe. I mean, you know what? I like him. All of a sudden, hey, you know what? I ain't gonna deal with you, Eric. Hey Joe, what you gotta ask me, man? See, nobody, you start doing that to the gang, guess what? They love you. They're going to come to you all the time.
Yep. That's it, man.
Yeah.
One more story here. Beeb, and this is a crazy one, man. This actually made me really happy. Tommy Morrison, Trisha Morrison, wife of Tommy Morrison, sent me a message this week and stated that her case about Tommy Morrison is now headed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Let me remind you now, Trisha has no attorney. She's acting as her own attorney. This is nothing short of amazing that she's got it to this point. I'm proud of her, man. No matter what you think about her case, she believes in what she's fighting for. And quite honestly, man, I think she's got a real shot at it now. This is amazing, man.
Yeah. Something
to take it from where it was all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah. We'll see what
happens. Of course, the case was that they claimed that Tommy Morrison was never tested for AIDS or HIV, that he tested positive in that one, I guess the one fight against Stormy Weathers or whatever it was, or Storm, I don't know who it was, but he tested positive, and they ended up suspending him. And then 10 years later, they ended up lifting the suspension. Apparently nobody knew about that, but they said that he tested positive for HIV, and there was no test by Quest that had HIV on it. So they're saying he
never tested him.
They never tested him. So whether he had it or not is immaterial because you never tested him.
I don't know how they got away with that and why they did that. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Something that just doesn't make sense to me about that whole thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is nuts, man. Stefan, did you hear about this? About this whole thing?
Nah, I didn't hear about that one. You know, I heard about back in the days. Moore's got, was HIV, whatever, positive, whatever it was. But right. I heard nothing about it. But I heard his son about to fight Rockman's son, though.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Was it Kenzie? Is it Kenzie? I think he's fighting Rockman. Kenzie Morrison.
Tommy Morrison's son.
Yeah.
They fighting over the AIDS.
What's that?
But they fighting over the AIDS. It's like, no. I don't know. But I ain't heard nothing about that. Wow. So who's she suing?
She's suing the Nevada Athletic Commission.
Wow. They're going to settle out of court. They're going to settle out of that one then.
I don't know. I mean, it's made it all the way up to the Supreme Court. So both of those guys think they have a case, man. It's went through Circuit Court of Appeals and everything like that, man. Now it's at the big one.
That's the defamation of character, right?
Yeah. And it's millions. I imagine millions on the table. Millions on the table, man.
Right. So, wow.
Crazy.
Well, we found out what you think, Joe? A decision or a win?
I think we're gonna have a settlement out of court with that Tommy Morrison thing. But who you talk about, the Morrison son versus Rockman's son?
Both of them.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think they'll settle out of court with her, and I don't know, man. Rockman's son's, from what I hear, is pretty tough.
That's what I heard too.
I heard he's pretty tough. I kind of favor him.
Morrison's son, I like him. I saw him fight.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look at his son, see how he fight. But I like he looked good when he fought on was that ESPN? No, ESPN.
Is it Trey? That's not Trey Lippy, is it, Eric? He's talking about?
I don't know. I wasn't sure which side. I thought it was Kenzie Morrison that was fighting him, but it could be Trey. I don't know.
Trey Lippy Morrison is pretty good.
Trey Lippy Morrison's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the other one though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know it.
I think there's
they're both pretty good.
I think there's two sons that fight. One's Trey Lippy, he was actually being promoted by Top Rank, but for whatever reason, I don't know what happened to him. He hasn't been fighting anymore.
He's got a good left. He's a lot like his dad. I mean, he's got a lot of power. He's got that natural power.
He's a strong kid. He's a strong kid.
Exactly.
Who he promoted by Top Rank?
Trey Lippy used to be.
Lippy was.
Yeah, Trey Lippy Morrison used to be.
So one of them I was with Tony Holton. Tony Holton from Oklahoma. That's where them guys from. And I was with Tony Holton in promotion with him when I was fighting as professional. And when I was fighting for Tony Holton, I was fighting some tough kid. We was fighting at what's that, Indian resort. And next thing you know, I knocked the kid out and he went into a coma, and that almost cost Tony Holton production. Because I don't know how to insurance for him. You know what I mean? The guy slipped into a coma when I fought him, and it could have been me. And actually, I took a break from that too when I fought on his show. I knocked that kid. That kid was tough. He was tough, man. I was fighting. I forgot the kid's name, but it's on my boxing record. I knocked him out. He slipped into a coma on me, man. And man, he came out of it though. But that good. Boxing, you get one brain. You only get one brain. You know what I mean? So, you know, some fighters got to realize that. You know what I mean? You know, thank God I never got damaged from boxing. You know what I mean? My father always told me, get up under that rope, move your head, don't get hit.
That's the key, man. Don't get hit.
Right.
I don't care, man. I'll still take the $500,000 from Tyson.
I'm not taking it. I'm not taking a shot.
I don't care.
It's never happening.
You might as well get hit in the head with a baseball bat. Then you do that.
$500K coming my way.
Don't do that, man.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, brother.
You're doing it. Don't be a sissy. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Never happening.
You're doing it. All right, guys.
All you need to get some sponsors on your show. You get that $500,000.
That's right. That's a much easier way to do it too. That's a better way to do it. I'll tell you that. All right, guys. That'll do it for this edition. Go ahead.
We're gonna look for some sponsors for you too. I'm gonna send them your way.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Well, hang tight here before we go. That'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on Twitter at jhabib1 and find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporterlive.com. You can find me on Twitter at ringside73, and we will see you guys